are live. Hey, everybody. Hey, Steve, Andy, Doug. How is everybody? Uh, we did have a lot of fun Saturday play testing. Friday and Saturday. It was awesome. And we can't wait to do it again. I got some news coming up on that here shortly. I am back in the underground bunker again today because I do want to get out the rainbow foils again and look at them, show them off a little. I also had planned on bringing the deck that I played all weekend when we were play testing, but I grabbed the wrong deck. So when we start talking about that a little bit, I will just have to have you use your imagination that those cards are out in front of me. I don't think I have any of them here, because none of them but Mina had a foil version, and that's all I got. Yes, Joe, this is the only safe place for rainbow foils. We had Robin and Brian drive 8 hours to be here on Friday and play test with us. They were looking for some advice on how to be a little bit better players. We maximized their decks. We actually sat down, and the first thing we did was optimize their decks, help them get rid of cards that do not do anything to venture, cards that you wouldn't want to draw when your opponent is venturing 3 for the win, or even 2, or even 1. So that was very interesting. Brian, I think he liked that right off the bat. Hey, Goof, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Robin was a little more hesitant at first, but he quickly realized the advantages of not playing every card that a character has. Yes, there may be uses for it, but those uses may not come up as often as you would think or you would hope. Brian is usually in here. Hey, Dark Clown. How are you, Andrew? Brian usually gets on the chat. I don't know if he's going to join us tonight or not. And honestly, I'm having a hard time remembering what his deck was. Robin played a couple different decks. I played Hercules with the Mummy and Anubis on the front line and Mina Harker in reserve, and was having a lot of fun with it. It is definitely not a deck that wins every game. It has its drawbacks. It has its bright spots. Doug says, having an underground bunker is only one step away from being a full-on supervillain. Ooh, Doug, I kind of think you went the wrong way with that, right? Hey, Lawrence, how are you? Andy says, glad to hear you were able to get those lessons through. It is an important first step, for sure. Ben, how are you? Yeah, sorry you couldn't make it too, buddy. We was hoping you'd maybe last minute show up, but we got one coming up for you too. We're going to announce that date tonight and everything that we have planned. John, this is Nat's Prep. Fun is not allowed. You know what? The fun part for Corey, Nor, Jessica, and I was watching Brian and Robin get it. They understood what we were trying to tell them, and watching them improve from the first game on Friday to the last game on Saturday was very, very fun. So we were definitely prepping for the Nats, but in a very, very fun way. And John, I promise I will email you tomorrow. I meant to do it yesterday, and I just totally forgot. I forgot to do a lot of things yesterday that I was supposed to do. I started pricing overpower singles that we're going to put out for the Nats, and I pretty much just forgot about everything else after that. But I will get with you and we'll talk about what we're going to do Friday and Saturday for the Nats. Carpe says also, well, what is the play, Matt? I've seen it before. Beowulf. It is Beowulf and Grendel. And it came from the Boston Massacre 2 years ago, right? Was it last year? I can't remember. 2024. Boston Massacre 2024. Yep. And it's a beautiful double 2-player play mat, and it is my favorite one. They also made this one in a single player format, and unfortunately I didn't get one of those. So if anyone has one, let me know. Eric, how are you? Marcel, thanks for joining. I sent you a message on Messenger today, buddy. John says, I suppose that fun can be sanctioned. And the Goof says, sounds like a great experience. They really did become so much better by the end of the 2 days. And I mean, we grilled them. We played until, I don't know, 9 or 10 o'clock Friday night and back at it around 11:30 or 12 Saturday morning. And we played until 4 or 5, and then we spent an hour or an hour and a half talking about how to build decks and how to optimize those decks. So it was a lot of fun. Oh, Andrew says, I just bought a Sherlock rare foil on eBay for a steal, like $7 for my buddy who loves Sherlock. It arrived, I found out that the seller was Corey. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, Corey's been selling a lot of cards on eBay, moving out a lot of stuff, because we have, as you know, opened a lot of product. And it's time to move some of it. For the Nats, we're going to have a showcase or two set up in the room filled with overpower goodness. We'll see what all we can put in there. We're digging out a lot of stuff. A lot of original up through classic. I don't think we got a lot of the X-Men stuff, but we do have some original through the classic, some better cards, a lot of IQ characters that we're going to have in there. So let me know if there's anything you're looking for. We're not going to put it on the website. It's going to be exclusively available at the Nats. Anything that doesn't sell after the Nats will eventually go on our website. But if you come to the Nats, you'll have first shot at it. Yeah, Doug, that's a good question. Which persona? I think the one without the E or the double R's. Goof says, Corey's got quite the shop going. I've gotten some of his packages too. They're packed to withstand a bomb. I hope so. Got to make sure those cards get to you good. Marcel says, just pulled an ultra rare foil Deja today. I have had good luck. 5 ultra rare foils in 9 boxes. That is amazing. Wow, that is good. Are the packages bunker proof? Yes, Corey does pack them extremely well, and they are definitely bunker proof. One of the things we're going to do to celebrate the Nats is we're going to run booster boxes on sale, and that sale's going to start real soon. I need to get with Corey and see how soon we really want to do it, but we're going to mark the booster boxes down. We're going to do maybe free shipping, and if you want them shipped to you, we'll do it. If you want to pick them up at the Nats, they'll be available. We have a few boxes available. We can also get some more. Talking to the distributors to make sure they have them in stock just in case we run out. And they said they will make sure that we do not run out. Like I said, we're going to put a lot of the singles in the showcase. There are quite a few of them on heroesandgames.com right now. And we're going to leave them, the ones that are already there, we're going to leave up for now. But we will take them all off the week before the Nats, maybe 2 weeks before the Nats, and get them ready for everybody who's coming into town. You can also buy singles and pick up at the Nats. Just mark them for in-store pickup. You don't have to pay any shipping on them when you do that. So if you're interested, go look around there. There's a lot of good stuff there. And Goof says, I wonder how much of the total box stock has been sold. Yeah, Goof, me too. That's a great question. And how much do the distributors still have? Might have to see if they want to talk about that in the town hall tomorrow. I know that LRG still has to have a few boxes available for pricing because they're going to have to be giving them out through the regionals next year until Invincible gets released. So that will be interesting. A lot of stuff. They got to have, well, they do. I don't even remember. They did something like 15 or 16 boxes at each regional. They need to do that for 2 or 3 regionals before Invincible comes out. So they got to have a few boxes left. I have not talked to any distributors specifically to see what they have left, but they both have told me that they have product. That both being I buy from ACD and GTS. I haven't seen Stefan in the chat yet. Stefan, are you here? I'm just curious if you got your Kickstarter uncut sheets. I heard somebody got some today or maybe Saturday. I am still waiting for mine. Larry's been having some pretty good success with those ultra rare foil uncut sheets, selling for what some people might consider stupid money, but when you figure out how many of those are out there, it might be a little on the cheap side. Carpe says, box distribution situation might get weird with the delay of Skybound. Hopefully new players will still be able to get stacks from World Legends. Marcel says, down to 3 decks for Nats, slowly eliminating choices. Yeah, that's kind of the position we're in. I think most of us are down to 2 or 3 decks. Jessica has chosen hers, I believe. It's a solid deck that she has. My Hercules deck could not beat it. So I think she's pretty good. We shall see if that's the one she ends up going with. Vince, you're still waiting on your uncut sheets too, huh? It's kind of disappointing that it's taken this long. Maybe we'll find out some answers tomorrow night in the town hall. Let's see what's going on with that, how soon we can expect to get those, how many backers are still waiting. For the ultra rare foil uncut sheet, I think there were only 13 backers at that level. So there's not going to be a lot of those out there. I know Larry sold one by auction. He sold one off his website. So it's looking good. I think there's going to be some demand for those ultra rare foil uncut sheets. Yeah, there's Stefan. No sheets for you either, huh? Huh, that's so weird. Maybe they ran out of the ultra rare foil sheets, and that's why we're not getting ours yet, Stefan. They may have to have more of those printed up. Oh, that's interesting. We'll see. Andy, I don't think it's going to be a problem for stores to get World Legends for a little while. I think we're okay through the summer because the stores aren't going to order a ton of them. I don't think any store is going to call up and say, hey, I need 100 boxes. They may call up and say, I need 4 or 6 boxes. And there may be more and more stores to do that as we start getting the word out that or playing. And then hopefully we can get more sanctioned games, get more guys into the stores to play. 8 makes it tournament legal. I think they've actually reduced it maybe down to 6 is a rumor that I've heard, which, if that's true, I think even our playtest nights on Tuesdays could be considered legal tournaments. I think right now I'm down to 3 decks that I'm looking at. It's going to be hard for me not to play King Arthur. I just really want to play King Arthur. I played him at the last 2 regionals. Did well with him in one regional and not so well in the other one. So I'm going to still look around at some other ones and see what I can come up with. Let's talk about another Learn to Play date. What we're going to do, it's going to be February the 7th. It's a Saturday. We're going to start at 10 a.m. and we're going to go as long as people want to stay and hang out until people start getting too tired and falling asleep. If you want to come to Columbus and play test your tournament deck, or maybe just learn a little bit more about how to optimize your deck, how to venture, we're going to be doing that. And, you know, we're not saying we have all the answers or anything like that, but if you want to come and play, there's going to be a lot of really good players here. So you should be able to get all of your questions answered, and you should find out pretty much where you stand as a player by the time that day's over. The guys from Cincinnati are coming up. That's going to be, I think, 3 or 4 players. Ben's coming February 7th, going to hang out with us. Stefan is going to try and be there with some of his regulars from his store, which is not too awfully far away from us. I think I have invited the Canadians down, but I might have forgot now that I think about it. Marcel who? I think, you know what, Marcel, buddy, if I didn't, I certainly meant to. I think the one I invited you to, you and Ty, was the one that just happened on this past weekend. So if you're free on February 7th, Marcel, and you want to come down and hang out with us, we'd love to have you. Who did you practice against? Andrew, if you read my Substack, I play the person that I have the most trouble beating, and lately it's been Jessica. I play test really hard against her. I get to play against Corey and Nor quite a bit. I probably play twice as many games against Jessica right now. But I did get in a lot of good games against Nor last weekend. Not this last weekend, the week before, I think on Tuesday night, and Corey. We played 2 or 3 games. I played 2 or 3 games against each of them. Yeah, they are good opponents, Andrew. Everyone loves playing each other. We don't get too upset when we lose. And we all have a lot of fun, even though we're into the grind stage. It's going to be... what do we got, like 5-6 weeks now? Yeah, about 6 weeks left, maybe 5 weekends, and we're playing on Tuesdays, Fridays, and some on Saturdays. So if you're around Columbus and you want to come and see us, come on down. Marcel says, myself and the Bertrands and Sean B. Yeah, you guys get together, what, every Friday? Or most Fridays? Yeah, Ben, we're looking forward to it. Also, I hope you can make it. Well, I know you're coming, right? You're going to be there for your daughter's cheerleader or something, and you need some place to hide. Andrew says, online players are getting a lot sharper. I play games all the time and watch even more. And speaking of online playing, our buddy Ray has been playing a lot online. Ray went to the Netherlands the last 2 weeks to play Star Wars Unlimited. I forget how many players were there. but he ended up finishing 24 or something like that out of 600 or 700 players. Maybe it was 300 or 400 players. But he is catching on to the game really well, and I can't wait to get him concentrating solely on Overpower. I think there's going to be, I'm guessing right now, somebody asked me about this earlier, but I think we might hit 20 players for the last chance qualifier. There's a lot of guys in Columbus that want to play. I think we're at 7 or 8 local guys right now that are going to play. 2 from Cincinnati coming up that aren't qualified yet, so they need to play on Friday. It's going to be good. Goof says, yeah, it's awesome that we can find opponents most hours of the day. Marcel says, I've been looking to the universe for signs as to which characters to play in the Nats. Was told to play a certain character in a dream the other day. Well, go ahead, Marcel, and play Time Traveler, but I'm not sure he's going to work too well. See how long it takes Joe Peters to reply to that. Then Goof says, definitely better than only playing at tournaments to train. Yes, that is for sure. You need more games than just tournament games. Ray went 3-1 in his first month online, I believe. He even beat you, Andrew. Okay, good. Yeah, he's catching on quick, but we got to speed up the amount of time he takes to play a game. They're going pretty long. Andrew says Marcel's dream was about the industrial mob. I'm pretty sure it's Time Traveler, Andrew, but we shall see. We sit around sometimes in the store, Jessica and I and Corey, and we just throw out deck ideas to each other. There's Joe. I knew it. I can't play Invisible Man and Time Traveler. Don't get crazy. Well, yeah, I can't go crazy, Joe. You got that market cornered, don't you? It's, we heard. I wonder if tomorrow they're going to announce some alternate characters that they're going to make legal for the Nats. I'd heard a rumor that they were going to do that. Let's see if they announce that tomorrow. Man, we're going to be play testing tomorrow night. We may miss it. We may have to turn it on in our game room and listen while we play. If any of you haven't seen the questions that I started in the Overpower Facebook group page, and you have questions that you would like to be asked, and you want to post them there just in case you don't get to tune it in, we'll make sure that they see all those questions. There's a lot of good ones there already, and one of which is one of the questions I put up that I'd kind of like an answer to is, when are those uncut sheets going to be all shipped out? Are we talking a couple weeks, a couple months? But there's a lot of other questions there already for them, so hopefully we'll get some answers. Marcel says Mob 7 is no joke. I know you clown them, but their OPDs and 4-7 combo is for real. You wouldn't have wanted to see them with that Zorro and Spartan Training Ground combo you recently had, and for a point savings. My only problem with the Mob that's max 7 is that it's so hard. You're not going to pair them with 2 brute force aids, that's for sure. It's hard enough just to get them on the deck with one of them. But I don't know. Marcel, I don't think you'll show up playing that Angry Mob, but you may surprise me. I just don't think brute force is strong enough for that character. And Andrew says, I had Mina. I fear no mobs. Mina is very, very good. The Goof says, they've got Venture for days. I swapped them out for a Joan, but I didn't know if it's not better to go back to them. Go back to them. That's interesting. Take out Joan of Arc, or take them out for Joan of Arc. Now you want to take out Joan and go back to the Mob. Interesting. Andrew says, theory is one thing. Let's see them in a tourney deck. Until then, they remain a joke. Next set, when we see advanced universes, they might be a real thing. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. I don't know that I call them a joke. I just think they're options. The options to pair them with are too expensive to make them viable. It's just all there is to it. I don't think you can make them work. But I've seen a lot of people make a lot of things work that I didn't think would work. So we shall see. Hey, Nor, how are you? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Marcel says, problem with the mobs is you often want the mob 8, and you then want to pair another mob to make it work. Not enough 8 Bruce. Yeah, characters. Yep, that's exactly what the problem is. And the ones that are there are too expensive. What's our 8 brute force? You got Cthulhu, Hercules. Yep, cheap ones are not there. Like I said, on Friday and Saturday, I was playing Hercules, Anubis, the Mummy, and Mina in reserve, and I had a lot of fun with it. But it just wasn't there. I was playing Obsession, and I couldn't get used to taking a hit so that I could remove it later. If you guys play that home base and you learn to take those hits and then remove them, it's pretty powerful. It can be. You draw that card, make an attack. Oh, hey, Game Master. How you doing, buddy? Looking forward to seeing you at the Nats. I am also hoping the week of the Nats to do a podcast every night of the week. Monday, Tuesday. I might take off Wednesday so I don't interfere with Marcel, but I might just do one an hour before him. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm going to try to do one on Friday night too. Working on internet so that we can stream 2 or 3 games every round. Still waiting to hear from Robert. I don't know if he's going to be bringing all his gear or not. I sure hope so, because I would love to stream 3 games at the Nats. I know you guys would all love that too, right? As many games as we can. Game Master says, doing good. Any spoilers, new news on the rainbow foils? You know what? I really thought that after last week's episode, some more guys would say, hey, I got some rainbow foils too. And not a single person has contacted me or reached out to me. And Brian and Robin hadn't seen that part of the video. I guess they didn't stay to the very end when they watched the show to see the rainbow foils. So they have not checked theirs yet. I need to get with them. They said as soon as they got home Saturday or Sunday night, they were going to take a look. I did, and I do have the rainbow foils here tonight in the underground bunker. I'll lay them out here so that you can see the difference. Here's the Sun Wukong that Nor was gracious enough to give me. Let's see if we can get them all on here. How? Oh, that ain't gonna work. Let's see here. I gotta go this way. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. Let's see. Hey, Patty, Crypto, you have no rainbows. Oh, not at all. It's awful. Andrew says middle-aged mob is incredible. So much gas. Yep. And Goof says the worst part about the mobs is such a huge percentage of the brute force characters are mobs, so they're much more limited in options. That's a good point. Otherwise, they're great, and next set will bring them out more. I did find another. Let's see. Can I get 3 here? What am I doing wrong? Let's bring these down here. I did find a Tarzan rainbow foil. And I've got one here that's probably going to be hard to tell. Some of these are really obvious. I don't know if you can see Professor Moriarty. I wanted to do one of... Oh, there he is. Tarzan, believe it or not, I did not have a Tarzan stack. My only Tarzan stack was the rainbow. All right, so, all right, sorry guys, I'm looking at this backwards on my screen here, so I'm trying to figure out how to lay them out. But you can clearly see the difference, I think. There's a Carson of Venus that's a rainbow. Carson that's not a rainbow. I have not found a Victory Harbin. I wish I could find a Victory Harbin rainbow. If anyone's got a Victory Harbin, I'm interested. Let's see if you can see all those. Joe says he saw some pictures of someone with a Deja light and dark. I wonder who that was. I have 2 Dejas. I have 2 Jane Porters. I think I have 3 King Arthurs. And 3 of the 3 Musketeers that are rainbow foiled. And that's all that I have. Everybody else, I have not located a rainbow foil for. So I've got some extras. I can trade them. If you guys have any rainbow foils, I think you can, the Tarzan, I'm sorry, I don't have one to contrast. Can you tell the Moriarty's different from the picture? Are these fakes? They are not fakes, my friend. And as I said last week, I have no idea which batch I was pulling these out of. And Nor had Sun Wukong twice, I believe. And that's the only ones that he had. And he was opening up boxes out of the same case as I was. So I don't know. I honestly have no idea. We keep trying to find more. We broke a case open today, pulled a box out, looking for rainbow foils, and we did not find any. And I'm assuming they're in the same case, but who knows? I may have got them all out of just a couple cases that we opened, or they could just be in random boxes. But they are very, very nice. Yeah, can you tell the picture, Moriarty? Hey, Charlie, how are you? Yeah, they are a whole lot better. Oh, Nora only had 1 Sun Wukong, and you gave it up? Well, thank you, sir. I certainly appreciate that. If I get another one, I'll return it to you. But as of right now, it looks like whoever has all the rainbow foils besides me, they're not giving them up. Mars, have you seen a ultra rare foil rainbow? I have not. I have also not seen a rainbow on any of the rare alt art foils. It's just in these stacks right here. So we got Sun Wukong, Tarzan, Professor Moriarty, Deja, 3 Musketeers, Jane Porter, Carson of Venus, and King Arthur. I don't know if they did all of them at one point. I'm still hoping to find a Mina in the wild, and obviously I really want the Victory Harbin. A Tarsh Tarkus, if they made one, would be high on my list. Andrew, don't say anything about playability, please. I just want to collect him. 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's see. We're still not quite seeing the King Arthur, are we? Let's do this. Put King Arthur up here so you can see him. That is a secret, says the Game Master. Adam, how are you? Do they have all the Kickstarter symbol or some without? Adam, do you know something that I don't know? They all have the Kickstarter symbol. And the Tarzan Kickstarter symbol is actually foiled. Have you guys noticed that? Maybe it's just Tarzan, but the Kickstarter K is foil on the Tarzan. Ray pointed that out to me. I'm pretty sure it was just Tarzan that we found. None of the other Ks are foiled. But that's there. Oh, is that better for Carson? Can you see him now? Can you see the contrast? So, Adam, have you seen some without? They didn't print any without the Kickstarter symbol, did they? Any cards, period? I don't think they did. Hey, Ricky, how are you? Rainbow, interesting. You going to ask in the town hall? Ricky, I'm going to be honest with you. I am not, because I showed the Jane Porters to Joe at PAX, and he said, "Yeah, that's not a rainbow." And I just said, "Okay," and I left. So, I mean, it's clear as day. You can tell there is a different foiling used on some of these, and they are extremely rare. Unless there's just a whole bunch of people who pulled them and haven't taken the time to go look. But Corey, for one, hasn't checked his that I know of. I think Jessica did. I don't think she found any. Nor only had the Sun Wukong. So I don't know when I would have opened boxes when Nora wasn't there that I was getting rainbow foils and he wasn't, because we were opening boxes together. So I'm not sure. Now, I only call them rainbow foils. I don't know if that's the technical version. They look like it. That's what Tyler said they were. So I'm taking Tyler's word for it because he knows a little bit about this printing process. So I believe him. It's kind of cool. I was hoping more people would chime in last week saying that they had some. Adam says, "I was just curious in case it meant like an alt accidental distribution. I have no knowledge and no rainbows in my boxes." Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's been anything printed without the K. None that I've seen. Marcel, that's hilarious. Somebody made a hilarious comment on Discord. The town hall is to say that news will come out at the next town hall. That's funny. I was texting with Ron and Joe a little bit this morning, and as funny as that is, I do believe they have some questions to answer. They have some answers to our questions. One of the big questions is, and I assume they're going to mention it tomorrow, some of the people from the Canadian Regional and the PAX Regional have not been paid yet. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be asked that right away. And I'm pretty sure they're going to give an answer to that one. Nora says, "I remember opening your rainbows together. Can't remember when, though." Okay. Jessica don't remember? Usually she remembers everything. Or at least she says she does. So the questions should come fast and furious tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully I'll remember to turn it on while we're doing our play testing and see what kind of answers we can get. There's a lot of questions in that Facebook group page, and I'm sure that some people just going to show up and ask some rapid fire questions. I think I'm just afraid they're going to get hammered about Invincible, and as disappointing as it is, I hope guys don't dwell on it too much. I mean, it's not going to change. It's not like they did it on purpose. and they don't want to wait till August or September either. I would like to know, I think when I post my questions in there, one of them was, how many regionals are we going to have this year? I sure hope they move the regionals around a little, move some to the south and the west. I'd like to see one in Florida, maybe Georgia, if they can't find a spot in Florida. I'd love to see one in Texas, California. I would love an excuse to go to San Diego. Just saying, guys, if you're listening, I would love to go to San Diego. Let's see. The Game Master says, when I win Nats, you could take some time with my monies. The UFOs, though. Ultrafoils. Well, I hope they do a quick payout on the Nats. We shall see. I can't wait to hear the answers to your questions, Doug. Yeah, Andrew, me too. Dark Clown says 8 regionals? 4 more than 2025. That would be very, very interesting. I could see 3 more. Where we want to put the 4th one? We want to run 2 in Canada? Oh, go to Brazil for 1? I don't think an international one would work yet, right? Doug says, would be cool to see them next to an ordinary foil. I will have the rainbows on display at the Nats. To be honest with you guys, I'm not going to sell them. I just think they're so cool to look at. I love them. I love how unique they are. And a whole lot of people start popping up and saying that they've got them also and can trade me some more. I'm going to keep what I have. I would be willing to trade a Jane Porter, a Three Musketeers for something that I don't have. I think I've got 3 King Arthurs, but those aren't for trade. You guys probably knew that though, right? San Diego would be cool, Game Master. Yep, we'll all stay at your place, right? North says, we need a regional by the beach. I'm tired of all the cold weather regionals. I'm down for that. I was really hoping they put one in Boston during baseball season so I could see the Red Sox. Goose says, I think 6 sounds great, and the silver lining of the release being pushed back hopefully means they have more time to get the regionals locked down sooner. Goof, I heard a rumor, some dates, and to be honest with you, I can't remember any of them, so I can't spoil anything there anyways. But I think they're going to announce some dates really soon. And I certainly hope so. Charlie says, is there anything happening on Friday before Nationals for people who are already qualified? Funny, you should ask that, Charlie. I was asked by someone to run. Is Al Spader in the chat? I don't want to spoil it for Al, but he may want to make sure he's here on that Friday. I think there's going to be something, Charlie. I think there's going to be a couple things. I don't know if John's still on the chat, Raven Project, but he's going to run side events on Saturday, and we will probably run some side events together on Friday. Yep, there we go. John's there. He says, we got you. We're going to run some stuff. We're going to play. And you guys come into Columbus as early as you want. We're going to open up that room every day of the week if you guys want to come and play. I believe the Brazilians are coming in on Tuesday. Some people are coming in Thursday. I'm not sure when the Canadians are coming down. But if you want to play Overpower, we're going to have 6 days of nothing but Overpower for you guys. Carpe says, got to have that full Rainbow King Arthur play set. Yes. Andy, I don't care how many King Arthurs I pull. I'm not trading any of them. Well, unless somebody comes up with a Victory Harbin. Then we can talk. Long Beach, but we can commute. Okay, Game Master, you got it. It's a deal. Overpower Mountains. Is everybody ready for next lesson 0.1? Is that what you're going to do this week, Marcel? Are you going to do a live stream the Wednesday of the Nats? Why don't you come to Columbus on Wednesday and we'll do one together? John says, yep, and Friday. Skirmish tourney. Oh, wow. OP for days. You got that right, Game Master. There has been talk of a skirmish tourney. So we're looking into it. We're going to do a lot of stuff. Like I said, we're going to put booster boxes on sale also. So if you guys are still getting the itch to bust a few more boxes, we're going to make them available for you. We're going to load up the showcase. We got lots of play mats. We have Poseidon. We got a couple Witchblades, I think. I don't have Cyberforce because those are all going to my buddy John there, the Raven Project. I should have bought more of those. Darkness, I believe there's a few Darkness playmats available. I know there's going to be a Zorro playmat from the Florida event is available to purchase. Just a lot of stuff. So you guys pack light so that you can take a lot of stuff back with you. And the Goof says, Overpower Adventure Mountain Podcast. I like the name of that. That just kind of rolls off the tongue, don't it? I hope Marcel can be here on Wednesday for that. That would be awesome. Game Master says, Rainbow Burger King, Arthur. Think he was making fun of them not going to be season 1 yet. Oh, yes, I get it. Yep. John says, that sounds like a theme park prone to class action. I think we're good. Yeah, it is kind of sad that the first 2 regionals, maybe 3 even, could still be with World Legends. I really, really wish it weren't so. But it is what it is. So we will play with what we have. Howard, I haven't seen Howard in the chat. I wonder when he's going to announce an NAOL schedule. That should be coming out real soon too. Here's something for all you guys that are in the chat. I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to spoil too much. I did receive the top 8 playmats for the Nats today. And I believe you guys are going to love them. And the only thing I will say is they are not Burger King Arthur. So, I think Joe's going to maybe announce them tomorrow. I sure hope so. Bug him about it. Ask him who's going to be in the top 8 playmats tomorrow if you're at the town hall. And we'll see if he'll spill the beans. And as soon as he spills the beans, we can get some images out there. Andy says, on the plus side, I might just use the ERB regionals as an excuse to get really wacky. Andy, we're playing for money, fame, and glory at this Nats. So come prepared. Any chance for a golden tournament on Friday? I would say there's always a chance, right? We got time to announce that. Let me get with John tomorrow. John, look for that email tomorrow, and we'll see what all we can fit in. And he says that's exactly what you would say if they were Burger King Arthur. How funny would that be if they did a Burger King Arthur for the Nats? It would be hilarious, but they definitely made a better choice. Doug says, I don't think I've seen any rainbows in Seattle. None at all. Wow. Did you go look? Did you tell everybody in your play group to check theirs? Game Master says, it will be like the Amalgam comics. Speaking of, that might be a good Infinity style mini set prize packs. That would be, and I've heard rumors that Marvel and DC are in talks to bring those stories, those characters back with all new stories. So that would be cool. And Andy doesn't, or not Andy. Adam says he has no rainbow foils. I gotta get with Josh Alexander and see if he has any. He's opened a lot of boxes. I wonder if there's any up there in Canada. But they are fun. I did get lots of prize packs for the Nationals. These guys plan on giving out a lot of prize packs at the Nats, so that's going to be great. There are, I think, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th places at the Nats are all going to win a couple boxes along with their checks. Original art is going to the top 4. I got a feeling Ron might bring that in himself. I ought to text him and ask him that if he wants to send it in advance. But if he does, I won't be able to announce those until he does, obviously. But as soon as they give me permission, I'll be blasting it out there. Game Master says, so smash ups of different sets for the years past, the sets to keep coming out. They got lots they can do. And that's the beauty of this game. There's a lot of IPs out there. There's a lot of really cool stuff. We'll see. Andy says, we better have a swap meet after Nats for all those prize packs. Yeah. Goof says, 4 people are going to have to buy an extra checked bag. Yeah. I don't know about that. Yes. One of the 4 might. Columbus is planning to take 1 through 5 there, Goof. So, and if you guys need to ship stuff home, guess what? Heroes and Games can help you out with that too. So we're going to be like your one-stop shopping and tournament organizer, and we'll take care of you guys. If you need to ship your winnings home, we'll make sure you can do it, and we'll get it there safely, and maybe even get it there before you get back. Let's see, what else did I have on my list? I had, we went over the rainbows, we went over everything we're doing for the Nats, or learn to play on, that's it, Goop, the one-stop OP shop. February 7th, you want to come into Columbus and play some real competitive games, or just sit down and talk Overpower, see what you can do better, any tips you want to give to other players. February 7th, we're going to start at 10 a.m. And right now we have 11 or 12 guys that plan to be there. I'm hoping a few of you surprise me or just say, hey, we're coming. Unfortunately, Robin and Brian probably won't be able to make it back. Robin for sure said he couldn't. Brian said he couldn't, but I don't know that his was set in stone. So if he can get Anthony to come, maybe they can put a small group together and drive out. That's a long drive. Man, 8 hours. Game Master says fully insured. Absolutely. And he says we can get a full Columbus sweep with the help of Corey, and Corey. Yes, we can. Adam says you decide you're going to grade any more cards. Adam, you know what? I got the bug. I am going to grade some more. How about you? Did you send anything in? I started looking at some things, and I was asked for that Mina 10 a couple of times. So I'm going to try to get another Mina and a 10. I was going to try to get another King Arthur in a 10, the non-foils. I have 2 more copies of the non-foil, and neither one of the other 2 are nice enough to get a 10, so they'll not be going in. I'm definitely not going to grade any of the rainbow foils, not until at least we get a official announcement that they really are rainbow foils, so that I can have that on to the CGC label. But I am looking at some cards to grade. And Adam, I sent some out Friday. I really did. And I found I hope Jessica's not listening because she doesn't know. And I didn't ask her to look at them before I sent them in. I just found 7 more that I really wanted to grade. Looked at them real close myself. My eyesight might not be good enough to be doing this, so she may get really mad at me. But it's fun. I am disappointed in the 3 cards that came back a 9. I mean, they couldn't even get 9 5s. But when I looked at the ultra rare foils, actually I didn't, Jessica did, and Corey did, and there is some gap in the foils, some specs. So I do see now why they got 7.5s and an 8. So if you have an ultra rare foil that you're thinking about grading, look at it very, very closely, because the gaps in the foil were not that big. And then to take them all the way down to a 7.5 and an 8 was amazing. Amazingly hard grading on those cards. Do we know if Rudy picked up any overpower? Asked the game master. I have not heard anything about Rudy buying overpower since the rumors first started. He had it supposedly on what he called a watch list. He wanted to see how the game progressed, but I never did hear if he bought any or not. I do know he did not buy out GTS that first time that everyone was saying that he did. It just turned out that GTS didn't order very much. And when I needed boxes for the regional, GTS actually had to put in a new order with the Lazarus guys to get them because they didn't have them in stock. And they put in an order just to fill my order. So Ricky says, as far as he knows, no OP for Rudy. Thank you, Adam. I hope they score well too. Did you send any? I haven't heard if anyone else has started grading them. Anybody else send anything in? It's a lot of fun. The grade reveals are awesome. So it's a habit. And I think it's $17 to grade them. I ended up paying a lot. Man, they charged me $35 for return shipping on 7 cards, which is just like stupid. They're making so much money off that shipping. I know FedEx is not charging them that much. It would cost me maybe $7.99 to FedEx that to them, but that's what they charged. So I was paying $170, I think it was, to grade 7 cards. But if I can get some 9 5s and 10s, that'll be awesome. Patty Crypto says he's planning to send some things in soon. That's awesome. Let me know if you need any help. I can tell you this. In my Substack, I should have went back and reread it because I don't know how entailed I went when I started the second shipment. You have to just start typing in your card and then click underneath it. It says, I can't find my card. And then you click that and it brings up a blank page, and then you can fill in everything. The card name, the set name, the card number, the variant. It had 2 lines there for a variant. So when I sent the ultra rare, you listed as an ultra rare, then the next box you had listed as a foil. So it's, once you do the first one, it just flows. But you always have to put in, I can't find my card. The only ones that they will probably have in there right now from the World Legends is probably the ones that I sent in. And I'm not even sure they're still there, or if they're in their system yet, as far as that goes. Goof says, I've horrified enough people by not even sleeving all my texts when I play. At this point, I'm definitely not sending anything in. Yeah, you might not want to. Adam says he has not, but it's very intriguing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to be able to display your card. If you get a Gem Mint 10, you can display it. It looks nice in the holder, and you don't have to worry about it ever getting damaged. So it's something that after this, I maybe will do one more, and that one won't be until March or April. We're going to go see Ryan Otley at C2E2 and have him autograph some Invincible cards from the starter decks. And those are going to go in to be graded after he signs them. And then I'll probably just take a break and see how things go with the Invincible set. Like I said, there's nothing in that Invincible set for me. Not a Walking Dead fan, not an Invincible fan, not a Birthright fan like Corey is. So unless one of the characters turns out to be super playable and I fall in love with the character that way, I don't think I'll be grading anything out of Invincible for that. But sometimes a card just looks so good that you want to send it in. Adam says, I'll let you know if I grade a 10 Burger King Arthur. I can donate it to you. Yeah, thanks, Adam. If you do get one, I would love to see it. I didn't even look at the Burger King Arthur non-foils. I did look at a foil that Nora pulled today. It looked pretty nice. It might be a candidate. It had a print line on the back, though, that makes it probably not gradable. And Adam, if you do decide to send some in, one thing you be cognizant of, and I'm going to put this up here on the camera so you can see it. There's a very light print line. Sometimes it goes right up the middle of the card. And there are versions without that print line. So if you see that print line, immediately reject it. I don't have any of them right here right now to show you exactly what I mean, but sometimes you just hold it in the light correctly and you can see it. And I've seen it on a lot of the cards that I was looking at. Like I said, both of my King Arthur Ultra Rares had it. The Ultra Rare foil, I can't remember if the Ultra Rare foil had it or not. I think it did. So it shows up in a lot. What it really looks like is that they were fitting two pieces of paper together to form the back of the card. And I know that's not what they did, but that's what the line looks like. But it is very, very faint, and it is there. And make sure you hold the card up and look at all the edges. And also, did I post a link to the CGC video where they talk about grading cards in the Facebook group? I meant to. I know I sent it to Corey, Nora, and Jessica, but it shows you everything that CGC looks at when they're grading. And it would, if you're going to submit cards, it's very beneficial for you to watch that video. It was like a 12 or 13 minute video. Goof says he's going to start collecting their binder of Burger King Arthurs. Not me. Well, maybe Chris Rice will once he fills up Billy the Kid binder. Prize packs have them, Game Master says, on the print lines. All of them? I haven't looked at the prize pack arts at all for grading. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's there. If it's on every version of the card, I don't know how much CGC would take off for it. But if it's on some and not the others, you're not going to get a 10. Andrew says, I'm being asked by a buddy if any distributors have boxes left for ERB. I believe GTS and ACD both currently have boxes in stock. Let me see. So I can check GTS right now. Let me see here. I'm pretty confident. I didn't go to ACD to check their website, but I was talking to my rep the other day, and he was talking like they still had it. Let me see. I'll check the GTS site. Yes, GTS does have some. They don't have many. 35 and 6. They have 41 boxes combined out of all their warehouses. Where's your buddy out of? They got 9 in Washington, and that is the only West Coast warehouse they have. So they got 9, if these inventory numbers are correct. Anytime it says 1 or 2, I doubt their inventory. And Arizona says they have 2 boxes. Michigan says they have 4. Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri has 21. New York has 5, and Washington has 9. And so they could check there. Okay, not all got one yesterday. Spoiler, posting the video soon. Eventually, come on. You're welcome. He's a collector. He's 20 plus boxes deep and missing half the ultra rare foil still. Wow. Is he there in Seattle, Andrew? Because if he is, he's going to want to get that Washington warehouse. But if he's just a friend of yours who's maybe closer to me, he'd want to go to the St. Louis warehouse, and he should be able to get them. Hey, Joey, how are you, buddy? Couple of Girl Scouts took 2 boxes. Thanks for joining us tonight. So he should be able to get them. I don't think it'll... He's a collector, but does he have his vendor's license? Or you can go to a store and ask a store to order for them if he doesn't have an account with GTS. Goose says 20 boxes. No wonder the box inventories are low. Well, you know, some of us went pretty hard, Goof. I think Corey, Nor, Jessica, and I, we've opened 12 to 15 boxes each, easy, maybe more. We got Ray hooked on the game, and he's opened a lot of boxes. So it does not take long. Looks like I don't have the account saved. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I do. Hold on a minute, Andrew. Let me check ACD. I can get logged in there real quick. I think I know the password. I don't always have the password saved here in the underground bunker. Oops. Because I don't normally sign in for this kind of stuff when I'm in the bunker. I'm doing other overpower stuff. What? Oh, it didn't like that. What? Oh, let's see. Let's try that one. Yep, I'm in. Hold on a minute, Andrew. I will find out for you if they have it. Let's see what they got in stock. Oh, look at that. Oh. They say they have 15 boxes in stock at ACD. They have, wow, they have none of the deck protectors, no power stations. They still have 10 starter deck boxes left. Wow. Way to go, ACD, selling through it. All right, so they have 15 boxes. If he wants a box, you better get them fast, because I'm tempted to buy those last 15 boxes. I'm hoping you guys want to do some drafting at Nats or buy up all my boxes. So I may have to restock. Dark, we have a buddy who can get them through a distributor. Okay, tell him to check ACD and GTS, they both have product right now. Goose says everyone's walking around with only one kidney left to pay for it. Patty Crypto says, I only hit one ultra rare foil in 7 boxes. Can't imagine how many it would take to complete the set. And Joey, Swordfish, gotcha. Thanks for the tip. John says, ouch on the power stations. Yep. Crack those starters. Man, Game Master, those starters are terrible. Don't tell people that. To crack them, I mean. Tell them that they are terrible. I know we need the missions out of them, right? I hate having to make people buy those starters. It's the worst thing ever. It's the second worst thing ever. The worst thing was telling them they had to buy an essentials pack to get a Reaper. Ban the Reaper. But those starters are just terrible. At least with the power stations, the power cards have fantastic art, so you can enjoy that. But I cannot, in good conscience, tell people to buy starters. John, that's a good point. 4 starters are enough power cards for 1 player. Yep, that's a good point. So you can buy 1 of each starter and you have enough. You have the power cards. As long as you don't want to build more than 1 deck of any power type at a time. Joey says, got some nice boxes for you, stranger. Sorry, Resident Evil reference. Joey. Joey, you coming to the Nats and hanging out with us? No power stations. Got to do what you got to do. Yeah. I wonder, did GTS have power stations? Let me see. Wow. GTS only has 3 power stations in stock. 2 in New York and 1 in Washington. So that's crazy. They do have, GTS does have some of the sleeves, the deck protectors. They only have 9 starter deck boxes left. Holy cow. Booster boxes. We got 21 in Missouri. I may have to buy those. They have some of the deck boxes still. Whoops, what is that? The Zeus deck protectors are sold out at GTS. They don't have them. Wow, I know Larry sold all those really well too, because he called me up and said he needed some, so we sent them to him. I think we're just about out now. We might still have some of the Tarzan in the Headless Horseman. And I've heard that they're going to do the sleeves and the deck boxes again, but I think it's going to be a different manufacturer, and they're going to be so much better. So I'm kind of excited to see what they come up with. Goof says at least the power stations will have the missions in Skybound. That was another nice change. That was an incredibly good change. Adam says Reapers should be 2 per deck. Oh, man. I am so tired of losing games to the Grim Reaper. I am so tired of having to play the Grim Reaper against my opponent. I don't know about you guys. I feel bad playing it. I don't like to do it to him. But that's what we're doing, right? We're play testing so that we're more prepared for the Nats to face that Grim Reaper. Joy says, I want to very much. Still got time to work on it. Here's hoping. All right, just remember, if you do and you drive the Mustang, you and me's going for a ride. We'll see how long it takes to drive around 270. Which goes all the way around Columbus. The Titan shields and the deck boxes, Game Master. I forget who they're getting to make them. I'm pretty sure they said somebody else is going to do them, and they're going to be even nicer than these. These look really good. They don't shuffle very well. If you just want to protect your card in them, it's a good thing. But I would not recommend playing the decks in those sleeves, because if you do, you'll probably have to replace most of them by the end of the tournament. It looks like, They've 3 power stations and a handful of deck protectors. They still have 21 booster boxes there. 30. So there's a few boxes out there. If you want to talk to your local store, get them to order them. No Ultra Pros. We quit carrying Ultra Pros completely. We only do Dragon Shields in the store. And the only reason we don't do like Ultimate Guard is they were so hard to get for so long that by the time we were able to order them, it's like, I don't want them anymore. We've got all of our players playing with the Dragon Shields, and the Dragon Shields hold up very, very well. I start with a new box of Dragon Shields before every tournament, and I don't have any problems the whole day. And then after the tournament, they go into the playtest box, and I don't use the same sleeves in 2 tournaments. Oh, Joey says he got a box for $130 off of eBay. Did you have to pay shipping on it? The deck sleeves are fine. You use outer sleeves, yes. I think I still have some in back stock. Yeah, if you double sleeve them, that'll work. Raven says, I've been happy with Dragon Shields and single collar Titans. Goof says his Dragon Shields rip all the time. Seriously, I have had no issues with Dragon Shields. A guy did come into the store Saturday, maybe the last Saturday, and he said that he had trouble with Dragon Shields, and he wanted to make sure that the ones he was buying were not out of the same batch of Dragon Shields that he got his from. And I said, well, when did you buy yours? And he said 2023. And so, you know what, that's one complaint in 2 years from a guy who probably didn't even buy his original, the 2023 Dragon Shields from our store, because he's going to Ohio State. So I don't think he was going there at the time. He probably bought them at another store. And that's the only complaint I've ever heard about Dragon Shields. I think. Now that I think about it, there might have been one other one. But you know what? That's not bad. Free shipping. That's great. 130 a box with free shipping. Wow. Game Master says, I like Dragon Shields, but I did have one case of Blood Red that were all bad. Whoa. Were you able to get an exchange on those? I hope you were. Mostly bad. Goose says, I had to buy 3 boxes of the same collar because I've had like 10 or 15 ribs and couldn't fill 2 decks. That's awful. And Joey says, Dragon Shield has been my go-to since my Magic the Gathering days. And Game Master said it was one case out of like 20. Well, I guess it'll happen. But overall, at our store, we haven't gotten hardly any complaints, and we really like them. Uh-oh, Patty Crypto says, the dual matte Dragon Shields are not as good as the standard ones. I love them. Otherwise, Heavy Play recently dethroned them, though, with their curved bottoms. Heavy Play. Is that a brand of sleeves? I've not heard of them, if that is. Yeah, I've never used the dual matte Dragon Shields. The dual mats, they line the inside back of the sleeve, so that there's no way that you'd be able to see through it. If you get like the light color, yellow, whites that aren't dual matte or duals, you can see through those colors. But when they line the inside of the back, you can no longer see through them. Game Master says, I talked to other stores. They just tell customers to get replacements on the Dragon Shield site. They're supposed to be really good about it. Okay, well, that's good. Patty Crypto says, yeah, it's a newish sleeve box brand. Okay, I'll look into them, but I've never heard of them. Heavy Play. Let me see. I'll check and see if GTS has them, if they carry them. Oops. can't type very well. uh, oh, they do. Holy cow. 111 different items. A lot of different colors. Look at that. Okay. How do I'll check them out. They seem to have something in stock for most of those items too. Oh, they do everything from Dungeons and Dragons screens, play mats, and mat tubes. Okay. All right, Patty Crypto, thank you for that. I'll check them out later. Game Master says, yeah, those help for tournaments. I don't think we're there yet with OP, but eventually people will probably start doing deck checks or sleeve checks at some point. Judge! They did deck checks at the regionals for sure. I'm pretty sure they'll be checking them at the Nats. But I don't know if they looked at the sleeves. That's a good question. They probably did because James has been around the organized play enough to know that they would need to look at those. And Joey asked, am I the only one who wants a candy bar when they look at the Three Musketeer foils? Nope, you are not. That Three Musketeer foil is a beauty, and it makes me hungry every time too. And by the way, guys, I gotta tell you, the food court is very excited that you guys are all coming. So I don't know if they plan on running any specials or anything, but they were very, very happy when they got the announcement that we were chosen for this, to host this national. And one of the things that we've talked about is having the nationals in Columbus to replace the Champ of Champs. So we do, right now we're looking at 2027 would also be the last weekend of February. And we'll see how that goes. But I'm pretty sure the nationals, at least for a couple years, is going to replace the Champ of Champs. Game Master, the problem is OP sleeves will be marked all the time. would be marked all the time. Yeah, because of the candy bar, for sure. Chocolate on the fingers. So, hopefully, we will see Columbus hosting the Nats for a few years until somebody else, another city, grows big in the game and they want to try somebody else. But, all right, guys, that's about all I got for tonight. Reach out to me if you have any questions about the Nats, you need help with anything. The hotel rooms, if you're looking for a place to stay, Airbnbs are really good. The Red Roof right across the street is the cheapest. I believe they still have rooms available. The Hyatt is connected to the convention center. It's right around the corner from the store. So if you need a place to stay, you got lots of options in Columbus. So I'd like to thank you all for tuning in tonight. And if you haven't already, check for those rainbows and let me know if you got any. Thanks so much. Have a good night. I'll see you all next week. Oh, thank you, Adam. Give us a like.